It was a dark and stormy night, and there was a simp named Dante. After dropping off his jailhouse Barbie, after another unsuccessful attempt at clapping her cheeks, he waits in his car and sees who Nicole is waiting on. So this sexy, hot Backstreet Boy pulls up named Zac, and Dante pulls up right behind him. Dante jumps out and screams, "What the you doing, Nicole? So you the reason she won't give me no ill nana?" The hot-ass Backstreet Boy named Zac looks upon Dante like, what the hell is he talking about? And Nicole says, "I feel like I'm gonna throw up." Deonte says, "Giving me my mother phone. You know what? Don't give me my fuck phone. I'll turn the motherfucker off." And Nicole looks upon Zac and says, "I'll explain it to you later." Dante goes to the trunk of his car and he begins throwing teddy bears and Nikes all over the streets of VA. Nicole says, "About time you stop letting me run all over you. Kind of turns me on." And scene. Welcome to Leah DTV, where we kiki over reality TV. If you love TV and want to joke and laugh about all the drama you see, hit that subscribe button and baby get comfy, because we about to get right up in it. So that was the opening scene of Love After Lockup. Y'all, this was a crazy episode, child. Ending that scene, Dante drives off and he is hurt. This is the first time I ever felt for little Dante. But I can't feel too bad for him because he wanted Jailhouse Barbie. What are you going to do? Nicole leaves with... Did y'all see how fine Zac was? Now, that was crazy. I thought Zac was going to look like Deonte. Baby, Zac looked good. Zac, if you're listening, go ahead and check my Instagram out. It's in the description below. Hit my DM. So Nicole leaves with Zac and Deonte's in the car crying. You know, it was just a sad moment. Then we see Stan the man, and he's doing and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Gotta look good for Lisa. So he's exercising, doing some really odd exercises on his little machines in his house. He's stretching that old pelvis to make sure that when Lisa is ready to get it popping, he's ready to go. He got the Viagra on deck and he's fully stretched. So then we see Lisa waking up in her bed. Baby, she ain't have a scarf on, a bonnet on, nothing. You know she don't know how to keep up them choppy little pieces of hair in her head. Child, at least cover it up. You're not even going to maintain them. And y'all, that to get that installed is not cheap. Now, it might look cheap now, but on a person who had longer lived hair, that will be cute. She just messing up a hairstyle. Anyway, she wakes up and she immediately calls Stan. And she calls Stan, and I guess Lisa is running low on money. She's running low on that stimmy check that she got when she was locked up. So now she's trying to contact Stan the man because she needs to re-up. But Lisa, if you're going to keep contacting Stan the man, you're going to have to realize that he's not Deonte. You're going to have to give him something. And I mean something. So if you don't like men, I don't know what you like. Maybe you just don't like Stan, but you're going to have to give up something. Maybe a hand, something. A roll, a neck. He gonna have to do something. Y'all know he nasty. And be prepared to get in that straitjacket hanging from the ceiling. She calls Stan and she wants Stan to come over so they can reconcile everything. Woo, woo, woo. And plus, she got paroled to Stan's house. So she's kind of supposed to be at Stan's house. Like she's legally supposed to be there. So she invites Stan over. Stan pops up. And of course he apologizes. Stan, I really hate that shirt you got on. I mean, I really don't like none of your wardrobe choices. But that shirt really made him look like an elderly Freddy Cougar. And yeah, I'm just tired of Stan and his side swoop. Like, I'm just tired of it. I want him to get a new hairpiece. So then Stan compliments Lisa and her hair. I said, baby, they lost. It's the blind leading the blind, child. Neither one of them can get their hair together. Then we see Dougie, and little Dougie got the can up to his lips. He's going off on his auntie, saying, yo, you better not tell my daddy about none of them pages you seen, whatever. And he's like, I'm not even playing. She's like, yeah, he was saying how he hates his life. He probably do. What are you talking about? He don't have parents that are actively in his life. And he's 12. And he got to live with you. He probably do hate his life, child. So little Dougie yells and he tells everybody to F themselves, and he runs to the car. So Doug runs after little Dougie and he's like, just calm down, son. You're going to talk to me. And little Dougie's like, no, go away. I only want Rachel. I don't want you. And Doug's like, oh my God. Doug is just trying to make him talk. And Doug, just leave him alone, because you can't make him talk to you. You're trying to be a disciplinary and comfort him. Like, what are you doing? You're lost, literally. So Rachel's just ready to go. So she's like, you know what, we just gonna go, because it's becoming too much and we're just ready to go. So Doug's sister is like, he's gonna lie to you and you'll see, Rachel. And Rachel's like, well, what do you mean? And his sister's like, well, he's gonna bring you down. And Rachel's like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, well, he's gonna use you. And Rachel's like, huh? And then she's like, yeah, 3 months, he'll be back. I'll give it 3 months. Doug is like, shut the F up. If someone tees me off, yeah, I might go back. Doug is crazy, child. Doing all that, yelling at his sister. And his sister's like, all right, I'm out of here. Baby, she get on her bike with her man, and that purple ponytail was flying in the air. She said, I gotta go. I done told you about Doug, Rachel. Now either you listen or you don't. I told you he ain't no good, so peace out. And Doug's like, yeah, pass a drug test, B. Oh my God, so ghetto. So ghetto. Is that how they do? Oh my Jesus. So anyway, they get in the car to go. And little Dougie's emotional. He's crying in the backseat like, what happened to the dad I thought I knew? And Doug's like, look, it's me. This is who you got, And little Dougie's like, I can't believe you were yelling and telling everyone that you don't need them. And Doug's like, I don't need them, son. I don't need them. What do you mean? I don't need them. And Dougie's like, well, I need them. And Doug is like, well, that's all fine and dandy. But when I want to wild out, I'm a wild out, period. Doug needs help. He can't be raising no child. He gets out. They stop at a gas station. He gets out, goes in the store. Little Dougie's like, he's just not what I expected him to be. And Rachel's like, me either. See, Rachel? It's all coming to light now, huh? And child, you done got an eye full. An eye and an ear full at who Doug really is. I'm glad you paying attention, sis. Moving along, we see Anissa and Jeff. Jeff tells Cal that he might have an 18-year-old son somewhere by his ex, and he's not sure if it's his. Now, this is what he tells Kyle. But in the confessional, he says he got a DNA test at the halfway house, and he know that's his son. I don't know who to believe. Jeff lies so much, I don't know who to believe. Anissa comes back out, and she's like, who y'all talking about? And Jeff's like, we're talking about you. And Cal's laughing as well. And Cal's like, well, this is something I feel Jeff needs to tell Anissa. But if he doesn't do it, I'm going to tell. Big shocker, Cal. You waiting for him to slip up so you can mosey right up all up in there. Ugh. And Anissa. Because you know you like that lady. Stop the cat. So Brittany and Ray wake up after a night of screwing, and Brittany says that he was the best I ever had. So she's channeling her inner Drake. And then Grandma gives Ray a text, and Grandma says that she's gonna come over and bring some food. Baby, she's inviting herself. What are you talking about? And then Brittany says that, well, she's always so judgy, and is she gonna be over here all the time, and blah 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 blah. And Ray's basically like, yeah, they're my people, like I haven't seen them. So Ray asks Brittany when will he meet her family, and Britt starts capping, talking about something, well, they don't know you're here, and I gotta wait, and they're not around, and they're on space, and when you get your job, then Brittany, stop the cappery and let him know that they ain't trying to meet him no time soon. So Ray asks Brittany, like, are you hiding me? What's going on? So Brittany's like, well, no, I'm not. Brittany, just stop. Just stop, Brittany. Moving on, we see Courtney and Josh. And Josh is making some soup, sounding annoyed at Courtney. And Courtney's in the other room, and she says that they've only had sex 3 times in a matter of 2 weeks. Child, that sounds legit to me. I don't. How many times? That's anyway. Says that he doesn't feel like having whoopee all the time. Like, he says that he's about to turn 30 next month and he can't keep it up all the time. Now, Josh, cut it out. If you're not attracted like that to Courtney, just say that. Courtney starts crying and she's like, I want more affection. And Josh is like, look, I'm used to living by myself. I don't got to deal with nobody's feelings. You know, them always ask me, what's wrong? What's wrong? I felt Josh like, damn. Courtney seemed like she's like a Brittany, just like on they men neck. Like, calm down. Damn. So then Courtney says to Josh that he's always texting his homeboys in the pen, and why he worried about what's going on in the pen when he ain't in there. And it sounds like she was a little bit jealous of Josh's friends because, you know, she wants all of his attention all the time. And she says that she feels like Josh might cheat because he's been in the pen since he was 18. Well, you knew that, I'm sure, for a while now, and you still decided to marry him and bring him home. If he's in there since he's been 18, he either doesn't know how to cope with the real world, or he needs to soil his royal oats. Either way, you need to let him breathe. And you knew what it was when you brought him home. So she's like, well, I could use some encouragement. You should make me feel good for all the things that I did for you. And Josh was like, good job, babe. I was like, ooh, child. The shade of it all. So Courtney runs out, slams the door, starts crying. Seems about normal for Court. Moving on, we see Stan and Lisa. Lisa says that she's not touchy-feely type of person, and Stan is learning how Lisa is. So I guess they didn't know each other that well when they first were dealing with each other, so now they're learning each other again. Okay, yeah, sure. Stan says that he wants a fresh start. They make it back to Stan's house, and Stan starts grilling for Lisa, and he asks her to prep some of the food. So Lisa's in the kitchen, and she comes out to the garage, and she's like, you look good on your knees. I was like, oh, what is this? Y'all nasty. And says that she wants someone to be submissive to her. I said, okay, it's starting to make sense. You want to be the masculine role, Lisa. And this whole time, Stan is the femme. It all makes sense. His wig choices, his temper tantrums, it all makes sense. He's the woman in the relationship. And you control almost everything except Stan's pockets. Because if you don't do something for him, he ain't doing nothing for you. The whole time they're at Stan's house, Stan keeps doing this creepy little laugh. It really reminded me of like how Charles Lee Ray used to laugh, you know, on Chucky, the old Chucky. I can't do it. I feel like it was like it was something to that effect. But yeah, he was giving me real creepy vibes per usual. And Lisa says that in the dungeon, he puts on the Edward Scissorhands suit. Not her. Whole time I was thinking it was Stan, child. No, it is him being dominated. Now y'all get that picture in your mind, okay? So then we see Doug and Rachel. Doug's in his car charging his foot because the power went out. And Rachel's trying to fix it because, you know, Doug doesn't know how to fix anything around the house. Why would he know how to do that? So anyway, Doug calls his parole officer and lets him know that he's in the car charging it. So Doug and Rachel sit down and they have a talk. And Rachel wants to talk to Doug about his communication. Rachel tells Doug that you need to speak to Dougie better. The way that you talk to him is like you're a warrant. It's like he's in the military, and it's just not right. Rachel says that's not the way you're supposed to talk to a 12-year-old who doesn't have a mom and barely has a dad. So Rachel tells Doug that you need to go to therapy. Doug is like, therapy is a waste of time. I went to therapy when I was younger, and it was a waste of time. They gave me some Ritalin, and I never took it. Child, trying to sound scary. Wasn't nobody scared, Doug. Doug says Dougie gets away with too much and he's here to put his foot down. Again, nobody's scared. Doug says that you're not going to give me an ultimatum because Rachel says that either you go to therapy or you get the hell out because you're not going to be talking to him like that in my house. I was like, okay, Rachel, period. Let him know who's the boss. I mean, he still thinks he's the boss, but you could be the boss in the background. I'm here for it. Then we see Brittany and Ray. And baby, grandma's on the way. So Brittany got her makeup done. She got the house clean. She got to make sure everything is in order. Grandma pulls up and Brittany's already complaining. Before grandma even got there, she was complaining. And grandma comes in. She gives Brittany a hug. Brittany gives her a little fake hug. And grandma gives her some chicken she didn't either bought or made. I didn't know which one. And grandma says that she's keeping an eye on Brittany. We know, Grandma. We know you're not that fond of Brittany, but your grandson is the one coming out the pen. Now, I like Ray, but I don't know why I do know why you're skeptical of Brittany. I would actually be skeptical of Brittany as well. Okay, Grandma, never mind. So, Grandma is asking Brittany about her mom and has she, how she is as a mother. And she asks Ray, like, have you met her yet? And Ray says, no, I haven't met her yet. And Grandma's like, why not? Child, you trying to hide him? And Brittany's like, no, I'm just trying to, wait. Brittany's like, I'm not hiding him. I'm protecting him. I'm not hiding him from the world. I'm hiding the world from him. So-and-so. Brittany's really on her Drake stuff tonight. And Grandma says, well, are you ashamed? And she says, no, I'm not ashamed. Brittany, you slipping, child. Just tell Ray they don't really agree with this relationship so that he's not thinking he's gonna meet these people or these people are gonna be fond of him. Just let him know what's up because ain't nobody got time for all this guessing game. Moving on, we see Dante and Nicole. Really just Nicole. She's getting out the car and she's with somebody with a pink hoodie on. I was like, okay, is that Zac? Because pink hoodie. Okay, I don't know. We're just gonna go with it's Zac. So Nicole gets out and her mom and her stepmom are sitting outside, right? Her mom immediately looks teed off. And she's like, last night I heard all the ruckus outside my house. She seen Nicole sitting in the car with Zac and she's about to rip Nicole a new one. She's basically telling Nicole, look, if you gonna pimp, why would you get caught? Especially in front of my house, Nicole. What are you doing? So Nicole's like, well, I didn't expect to get caught. Who does, Nicole? No one ever thinks they're going to get caught. So then Nicole goes on and says that she did give Zac some cooch because Deonte made her mad last night. Zac, don't worry about hopping in my DM on Instagram. I don't want Nicole's sloppy leftovers. Ugh. So she said, well, I might as well go ahead and smash Zac because I'm pretty teed off at Deonte. Baby, you was going to do that anyway. It was a late night link. We already knew what was about to go down. Now, you didn't let Deonte pay for everything you got just to give Zac the cooch. Nicole, I don't know what to say for you, sis. You a different type of breed. Not really, but damn. I couldn't do nobody that dirty. So Nicole mom and stepmom is basically telling her, like, you need to stop because you don't treat people like that. You don't use people. And meanwhile, it's going in one ear and out the other because Nicole don't give a damn. They kind of made Nicole feel guilty, but it was all for show. So Nicole came in the house, and she's just like, love was simpler in prison because it wasn't as many choices. Yeah, we know, Nicole. Well, actually, for you, it was plenty of choices, just the lady choices. But these men out here with testosterone, they're going to expect you to choose one and not be pimping out here. Damn. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the episode. If you guys enjoyed this review, go ahead and give me a like. If you're not subscribed yet, baby, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure the notifications are on so that you don't miss any of my new uploads every week. I also review Put a Ring on It as well as Married at First Sight. Until then, I will see you on my next review. Ta-ta.